Good morning, everybody. Here I am, live and unplugged. I've just come back from a really lovely run this morning, and I thought I'd actually just take the opportunity to sit and do this video as is, hot and sweaty, no makeup, literally live and unplugged. I so often get inspiration on my runs for things I'd like to discuss with my coaching clients and blogs that I'd like to do. What I often find happens is that I come back from the run and then think, yes, I'm just going to write the script, and then I'm going to get all dolled up and have a nice shower, get dolled up, look professional, and then I'm going to sit down and do the video. And you know what? Those videos never seem to happen. So here I am. And the thought that really struck my mind today as I was running, and what has actually been a lot on my mind in the last few months as I run, is the concept of consideration. And if I think about that, if I think about the world, and for me personally, if there was one thing that we could practice or give from ourselves to the rest of the world that for me would make such a difference in the world, it's the concept of consideration. And what do I mean about that? It's just being the awareness of thinking about other people, thinking about the effect, not effect, the effect of our actions on other people. Sometimes we act in haste, sometimes we react instead of responding, and we don't take time to think about the consequences of what we're saying or doing. And they can have such far-reaching consequences on those around us. And when I was out running today, and also when I'm out, I often walk my two little doggies in our neighborhood generally, so they're on lead and I walk them. And I find so often that sometimes the roads are busy and we may be at a traffic circle, or we may be needing to cross a road, just have to step off a pavement and cross a road. And it's so seldom that anybody in their cars would actually slow down and give us right of way. There are days when I've had to wait for maybe 10 or 20 cars to pass us before we get a gap. And I keep thinking, wow, on the occasion, yes, one or two people may be considerate, but on the whole, people are in such a rush and they're just so out there, absorbed in their own space. And I thought, wow, what a difference it makes on the day that someone actually does stop for me and say, wow, you go. And I get a warm glow. You see a smile on their face when I thank them. And I think, what a difference. And it's just such a little thing, and it's so easy for all of us to practice. And this also came very much to mind with me a couple of years ago. It was at a time of my life when my mom was very ill and in hospital. Now, I'm normally I'm an A-type personality. I'm a very go-ahead personality. I'm fast, I'm quick, and I get on with things. And because of that, I tend to be quite impatient when I'm in traffic as well. People must move. If the robot turns green, we must go. I don't like people sitting dawdling. But with that comes a caveat as well. So there was one day when I'd been at work. It was still many, many years ago before I was actually working from home with my own practice. And I had to take time off work to go and see my mom in hospital, and she was very ill. And on that particular day, I actually found myself driving, but I was so deep in thought and so preoccupied. And someone behind me hooted for me because I hadn't seen a green robot. And in that moment, it actually dawned on me, how many days had I been the impatient one, hooting at people, getting cross, getting angry, getting upset, when maybe there were other people who were going through exactly the same thing that I'm going through now. And that was a huge, huge, huge eye-opener for me. And it's something I've tried to keep in mind ever since. Yeah, I still have my days. I'm still the A-type personality and I'm still quick by nature. But I do try as much as possible to bring that to mind every time I'm about to hit the hooter or mouth off at somebody for being slow or whatever. I do tend to think, what is going on in their lives? And I think that is so much where the concept of consideration comes in. And with that as well, there's a concept that I've taken from, it's an ancient spiritual practice as well, but I thought it might be nice to share with everybody today in conclusion. Before we say anything, it passes through three gates. Is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? And that is the thought I'd like to leave you all with today as I bid you goodbye. And if you'd like to share any of your thoughts or comments about this video in the comments section below, I'd love to hear back from you. Bye-bye.